Hello everybody and welcome to another episode here on Talk Daily, where I'm going to be talking about a very exciting car, one of the cars I love. I think this is the epitome of cars. Nothing beats it. The 911 GT3 RS. I think it's fantastic. There's a lot of beautiful cars out there, but this is it. And I'm talking about sport cars, okay? I'm talking about, rear-wheel drive cars. I mean, the 911, it's in a category of its own, okay? It's a rear engine, rear-wheel drive. It's a beautiful machine, and the 911 GT3 RS, it is the pinnacle of that performance. I love it because it's everything you ever wanted from a car. You want to have a roll bar, you got a roll bar. You want crazy aerodynamics, you got crazy aerodynamics. You want meticulous engineering. You want data regarding, how it excels in braking, handling, turning. You get all that in that car. This car is fantastic, worth every penny. It's $223,800. Good luck getting one for that price. Dealer markup and whatnot, availability, that's a whole different story. But Porsche is making them, and if you're lucky enough to get one, good for you. Go ahead and get it. I think it's not just an investment. It's a great car. It's a beautiful car. So without any further ado, I'm getting this from the Porsche website. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and look at this car. Let's look at technical data. Let's just look at it. This is the car. Look at it. It's in this element. That's when I'm doing some data logging. It's like a PC there, but oh my god, look at that. It's just getting data and just basically it's holding down about the aerodynamics of this vehicle. It has adjustable front lip, adjustable wing. It can just adjust when you hit the brakes and when you turn. It said perfection is never the start. It's just but always the goal. Look at that. Oh, look at that guy go. You can't tell me you don't like this car. You cannot physically tell me you don't like this car. This is it. Anytime, I mean, all of us, we want to be driving this car when we go to work. When we're doing anything, we want to be driving this car. Yeah, I understand. If you go to the track, like I go to track, and I don't say that frequently, but I go and I try to go once in a month. And I know the track is different beast, and you can take this to the track and perform, but the fact that this car has all the track things, meaning like the cage, the braking, the handling, the numbers, but also the interior of this car is such a pleasant place to be in. What a great engineering all around from Porsche. And the price, it's not $1 million car, okay? 200,000, 250, whatever. I mean, I know I'm talking about almost $250,000, but it's not $250,000. It's 220 something thousand. I know it's a lot of money, but what you're looking at, the value of this car, every single aspect, the amount of engineering that went in every single aspect of this car, I think it's worth it. Let's move on and let's just go a little bit, because I'm talking about the 4.0 liter high revving naturally aspirated engine. That 4.0 liter rev to 9,000 RPM. Titanium connecting rod, dry sump system, 518 horsepower out of 4.0 liter. I rest my case. Again, I know the Ford Mustang, and you could say that, okay, they have the GTR, Ford Mustang, they could rev. There's a lot of companies that make good cars. A lot of engineers out there work for so many different car companies. I just personally love the 911. I love the shape of it. I love just the designing quirkiness of it. The engine is behind the rear axle. It's not supposed to work, but it's working. Moving along, again, they're showing you the wing. Look at the wing in action when hitting the brake. DRS, the front splitter, how it adjusts. Look at that. Boom. Oh, fully automatic adjustable of the front diffuser and rear wing. Oh man, that is gorgeous. Even the website is beautiful. Look at that. Look at the actuator. Oh my god. Drag reduction system, DRS. Same thing you get on Formula 1 car. Yeah, Ferrari has it too, but I mean, it just oh my god, I love all the overkill things that this car has. Aero wishbone on the front axle for up to 88 pounds more downforce. Downforce to me is something I don't understand. I know it exists, but I didn't put my hands on it. I know it's just an air flying over the car. It's kind of like a wing flying upside down. Yeah, you get pushed down, but it's just fascinating. You're getting like 88, not 90, 88, not 87. Not 89, 88. That's when it's German. It's built with all this details and all this detail. You have a spreadsheet. I guarantee you get a spreadsheet as far as like how much the piston can rev. The piston will rev to like 4 years driving for this condition, and the engine will blow up. I would tell you exactly when it'll blow up. That's German engineering. It's fantastic. I mean, that's not just German. That's engineering when it's done right, and I think Porsche does they do fantastic, because again, there's people paying money for it, right? So it has a lot of people, not a lot of people just really want to buy this car, so they're making a profit. So good, they're investing in the company and continue making fantastic cars. Consistent lightweight construction with numerous component made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. That's a CFRP. That thing is all over that car. It's all over that car. It does not have a rear windshield wiper, which I like rear windshield wiper, but that's fine. I'll give it a pass. Oh man, this is again on the website is really awesome. Look at the interior of the car. After I showed you all the race things, and look at it. Look at it. It's a beautiful place to be in. Oh yes, the handle, because race car. This is a race car. But look, it has locking doors. Look how well everything is put together. Look how gorgeous. You sit inside this car and you wouldn't even think you're inside of a thing that looks as wild as the GT3 RS. It looks like, I don't know, I'm just a regular 911. I'm a regular car. Nothing about it says, oh, warning, or like stupid fire hydrant. It's just beautiful. Everything is put together beautiful. It's such a beautiful car. And oh my God, look at this. Carbon fiber reinforced. That's the CFR, the seats, and you get a roll cage. It's beautiful. The exterior. It really looks like a toy. It just looks like a toy. It looks like a toy. Look at it. It's a toy. Hey, buddy. Can you imagine this in review mirror? Just get out of the way. Let him go. Warm. And naturally aspirate it. Look at the fins on the top of the car. Look at the flares on the wheel archer, the intake, like basically like the turbo. You have the little intake vents, and you have I'm in love. It's a gallery, more pictures. Gorgeous car. And then it goes on. Dude, isn't that so German? So they have a classroom. All right, we're going to go to class, people. You ready for class? I hope you guys are ready for class, because we're going to be talking about aerodynamics and design. Open chapter 1, bam. And that's what we talked about, the downforce updated new 911 GT3 RS is set up for performance, thanks to increased downforce and revise aerodynamics using all vehicle data, including longitudinal and the lateral acceleration and accelerator, brake pedal positioning, and friction value. That's ever the position of the rear wing did to friction value, even the position, on top of all these values, so the friction, the positioning, and even the position of the rear wing and front diffuser automatically adjust to the driving situation in split second by Porsche Active Aerodynamic with DRS. Best prerequisites for the next flying lap. I mean, this car is constantly adjusting, fixing, it doesn't even make that sound, but I mean, it just constantly adjusting, getting everything ready just to make everything optimal for the driver. 88 pounds more downforce. We're talking about that. 88 pounds. The new Aero wishbone and front axle increases downforce by reducing turbulence and the flow rate behind the bars by up to 88 pounds. Jeez. At a top speed, sophisticated technology derived from motorsport. I bet it is. The S-duct front with single cooler concept. Like the GT racing cars, the new 911 GT3 RS has a single large center radiator in place of the front trunk. The S-shaped air guide gives the cockpit its name. The concept ensure improved aerodynamics in terms of downforce and brake cooling compared to the two-side cooler and the small centered cooler that are otherwise used. The more I look at it, I'm just like, game over. It's done. Wide turbo body with air intake. That's what we talked about. A wide body, that was obvious. The wide turbo body with air intake. It significantly contributes to the aerodynamic optimization of the 911 GT RS and reinforce the athletic appearance and opens up space for wider tires and wheels, of course. Form follows function. Beautiful. The headwind is one of the biggest challenges on its way to fast lap time. I had no idea, but here we go. I guess it is. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I never thought about it. The new 911 GT3 RS uses airflow optimally with every component is set up for the best possible drag coefficient. It's completed by two-piece rear section with enlarged air vents, a rear spoiler with rear ventilation, and a diffuser. Long story short, I meant to cut through the air and cut through the air clean and continue keeping the air clean. It's just basically reducing amount of turbulence the car goes through, you know. If you think about air, you know, when you're over 60 miles an hour, air coefficient becomes significant. It's not negligible anymore, right? Over 60, and then you just want to cut through the air as clean as possible. It's like put your hand in water and try to drag it, right? You feel that resistance. Same thing when you start going at a very high speed. You want to cut through it. And what there's all these wings and all these things protruding out of this vehicle. This job is to stabilize it, keep it steady, so it goes say straight and true, and not want to fly upward. You've seen those videos when cars go really fast back in the day, and they fly in the air. Well, maybe even recently, I don't know, on racetracks. That's basically this car. What all these things are trying to do prevent that from happening. And then lightweight construction. We talked about the carbon fiber composite. This vehicle, how much it weighs? The consistent use of carbon fiber reinforced plastic, the CFRP, enabled it to 3,268 pounds. This is what this car weighs. 3,268 pounds. And remember, this has air conditioning, Apple Play. You know, it has ventilated seats. I don't think about ventilated, but it has basically all the amenities you want in your car. Except for space, obviously, but it's not like it's tight. It's still big. The 911 has gotten big, man. They're not those small cars from back in the day, but it's still it's fairly light. 3,268 pounds. What is this? Honda Civic weigh more. That's crazy. It's fantastic, and then you can get 33 pounds less if you get the Visoc package, and this package would reduce it by 33 pounds. For the battle for performance, every gram counts. The optional Visoc package reduces weight by approximately 33 pounds. Again, I'm stop being stupid, but dude, 33 pounds, you could knock it off. 33 pounds less. And if you get the carbon ceramic brakes, even less weight. And that's a rotating mass. Look at that stud. You gotta be stud to drive this car. I mean, just to fit in the bucket seat, I would imagine. Lightweight and noise insulated glass. I never heard of that one. The lightweight glass. I heard about the lightweight glass. You know, on the racetrack we have the plastic. It's not even glass. Anyways, lightweight glass, laminated glass, and acoustic film on the front, rear, side, and rear window, which not only optimizes the vehicle weight, but also improves the interior acoustics by minimizing external noise such as rolling and wind noise. I did not know about that film, and they have it. And again, I'm telling you, this car is so well thought of. So well thought of. And again, the interior, the CFRP full bucket seat. Joy, oh joy, full bucket seat made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. I bet you can pick up those seats with one finger. It's just fantastic. And they also improve the impressive seat cover in black leather, seat center with continuous perforation in black race text with guards, red or GT silver contrasting color. I have no comments. And then look at the performance. Are you ready? Do you think this video is long? Oh man, maximum performance. As soon as starting light turns green, the 911 GT3 RS delivers unbelievable performance on the racetrack with up to 518 horsepower, taking you from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It can reach a top track speed of 184 miles per hour. The lightweight stainless steel sport exhaust system ensures an unfiltered sound experience up to a maximum of 9,000 RPM. 9. That's a 4-liter engine revving to 9,000 RPM. And I remember, that's a boxer engine. What is this, an S2000? I mean, not even I'm done. There's nothing I can comment about this car. Everything about this car is praise. Well done. Great. Amazing. What do you guys say about this car? I don't like it. Well, get out of here. You can't be a human being and you look at this car and say, I don't like it. Okay, you can say, it looks weird wings. All right, well, get out of here. Just look at it. This is fantastic. You can't look at this car and say, hey, oh, blah. You could say the kind of looks very aggressive, but I mean, what it is, it's a weapon. I mean, you know, you look at a weapon, you like, looks aggressive. Well, it's a weapon. This is a race car. This is what race cars are. They all look crazy. Modern sport technology sets the tone in a 4.0 liter high revving naturally aspirated engine, 4-valve technology, including rocker arm, and rigid valve drive, as well as forged piston and titanium connecting rod, oil supply optimized and ready for high lateral forces thanks to dry sump lubrication with separate engine and oil tank. Again, I'm not saying that technology is only with Porsche. I know Corvette and GM, Ford, they all can do this stuff. I'm just saying, it's amazing seeing it out of Porsche. It's amazing in this car, in this configuration, what it is right now. It's just, I mean, you get this car and say, I'm going to modify it. What are you going to do? Leave it alone. It's done. Most people are going to get this car, they're going to wrap it in bubble wrap and put it in some garage. And after 10 years, they're just going to remove, like wine dealers, just going to wait a couple of years and put it back on the market and make money. Because I don't think you're going to be able to get this car for their asking price on the website. And if you can, good for you. Increase anti-dive. I don't know about that too. When you hit the brakes, it's basically so it doesn't dip as much. Ambitious driver noted precise deceleration, just important as powerful as acceleration. Totally agree with that. Improved aero balance when braking is achieved by optimizing chassis geometry and reducing deflection of the front axle. Basically, when you hit the brakes, just the car is so stable. That's basically what they're talking about. That gives you a lot of confidence, by the way, dude. When you really going on the track and that brake feel, the way if the car doesn't dip and do any funny stuff, is fantastic. And what do I have to put input? This car is amazing, amazing. Lateral dynamics. The 911 GT3 RS reduces the need to brake before bends and chicane to maximize ultra high performance UHP tires. 275, 35, 20 at the front. It's humongous. And 335, 30, 12 at the rear. 335 width, 30 sidewall, 21-inch wheel. The new wider wheels and wider track provide more lateral dynamics and higher cornering speed. Yeah, we all do that. That's one trick everybody does when they go to the track. Give me the biggest wheel you can possibly get, biggest tire, biggest contact patch. But by the way, if you don't know the cost of these tires, that's money. More robust, intense racing demands. They're talking about basically transmission, the PDK transmission. Doppelkupplung. DPK is now even more robust on the racetrack. We reinforce it so it can handle basically all the downshift and upshifts you want to make. More personalized setups. So that's all these buttons right here, so you don't have to go in the sub menu. Again, it's fantastic. It gives you quick access. You can just go through it. Wet asphalt, tight corner combination, personal driving style. There are many factors to consider in a motorsport for optimal setup. The steering wheel with 3 additional mode switches now offer even more flexibility for adaptive chassis control system like PASM, PSM, PTV, plus support of the driving condition. Additionally, traction control TC also be switched off and adjust in different stages. I would never turn traction control off. Oh no. Look at that drive mode. That's the traction control they're talking about. PTV plus PASM. Porsche Active. I mean, it's just amazing. Chassis control system, PASM, Porsche Active Suspension Management. The electronic adjustment of the dampening control system actively and continuously adjusts the dampening forces for each wheel based on current road condition and driving style. PSM has 2 settings: sporty, comfortable, and sporty firm. You have comfort in this car. That's what I love about it. I don't think comfort in this car is gonna be as comfort as a Roller, as a Phantom, Rolls Royce Phantom. But come on, everything done, everything. I mean, look at this baby. Auto performance highlight: chassis bearing with bolt joint. Ooh, I know what that is. It's basically have a bolt joint, but even everything in this car, of course, is like bolt joints. So for maximum performance, precise, sharp, and direct handling, and particularly firm connection between the chassis and body, all chassis bearings are equipped with bolt joints, further increasing dynamics and precision. And front axle lift system, rear steering with sports front axle left. A lot of cars have it, so you lift the front so you can go over. A sleeping policeman, as you say in England, or what we call it a speed hump. Rear axle steering with sports setup. We got more. At low speed, the system steers the rear wheels in the opposite direction of the front, increasing agility, especially in corners. That works. At high speed, the system steers the rear wheels in the same direction as the front wheels. This increases stability, especially at high speed or when overtaking on the racetrack. I had that in my 240. My 240 came with that. It had the rear steering, RPS 13, like 1989 one. It had that, and it's it's not as good as this. But it did. When you turn, it kind of give it a little turn. It helps a little bit until it starts leaking. But different story. The brakes. This obviously steel brakes. So 911 GT3 RS has a particularly powerful brake system as standard, which has been optimized again for use on racetrack with 6-piston aluminum brake caliper painted in red in the front and 4-piston aluminum brake caliper in the rear, monoblock construction. Monoblock, people, not 2 pieces. 1 piece of metal. 1 homogeneous piece of metal. It's fantastic. So the brake caliper is so strong. I mean, it's the brake caliper. I'm talking about the red piece, right? You see that? Yeah, you know, so it's not joined by 2 pieces like most cars. This is not like most cars. The lowered and internally vented component brake disc reduce the upsprung weight and rotating mass, and thus the weight. I said weight again. Thanks to their 2-part design aluminum brake chamber. But you can get the yellow one, which is a Porsche ceramic composite brake. That costs $1 billion to replace, but we're not talking about that because this car is an exception to everything. This car is fantastic. The optional Porsche ceramic component brake, PCCB disc, are around 50% lighter than cast iron disc compared to design, so 50% lighter. Committed to lightweight construction and motorsport, the cross-drilled ceramic brakes are 410mm at the front and 390mm at the rear in diameter for enhanced braking performance and improved safety under high-speed braking thanks to its excellent fade resistance. And on top of all that, you get beautiful interior, increased comfort. The interior leather race text feature in black, deviate stitching and embroidered jeez Eddie GT3 RS lettering. I mean, again, it's really, you can't tell me this is not comfortable. It looks comfortable. I mean, it again looks like any other 911. More contrast. Okay, infotainment. You have all the stuff you need for your phone, Porsche Connect. So looking at it by the numbers, $223,800, worth every penny, worth every penny, worth every penny. So if you're one of those lucky people who could afford it, or we're gonna get it. I would say it's fantastic. You can personalize. It's Porsche, bro. So you know, you can say I want this letter with this leather, you know, this letter and this color and this. They can do everything for you. They can do everything for you. It's this car company is a fantastic car company. I mean, you know, if you haven't dealt with Porsche, they're great, dude. They'll work with you. Whatever you want, they'll make it happen. So the price will, of course, will go up, but hey, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for exclusivity. You're paying for, and I love about this car. It's not really much about exclusivity. If we are exclusive, but you're paying for the engineering. That's why I love the RS. The RS is basically all of them coming together, all these engineers coming together and saying, "Yep, this is the best of the best at the current time right now," and I think this is wonderful. So, a good job for Porsche. Congratulations if you're getting one. And if you know someone is getting one, shake him, kiss him, give him a love. Tell him. It's amazing car. So, once again, you know, this has been my review of the GT3 RS. Again, you get all this from the Porsche website. There's a lot more to it. I'm just trying to summarize. I've been talking for a minute. So, I appreciate everybody just sticking around to the end of the video. I don't want to tell you. To me, it's like it is the it for the car. This is it. Cars in general. Like if an alien comes to our planet and say, "What do you guys used to drive?" and just show them this car and say, "This is it. Go ahead and car." That's why we like cars. And I'm not saying other cars cannot be fun. I'm not saying other cars cannot challenge this car. I'm not saying other cars are not built as good as this car. But this car, the 911, the engine in the back and the rear axle and the place not supposed to be, wheel drive and all the engineering that went around to make this concept work, and it's still naturally aspirated. There's no electrical. This is, as I said, if it had the manual, it would have been considering how far this car is trying to push it to the limit, a manual would be a kind of a downgrade, my eyes say, you know, because, but I would have definitely got the manual. The manual was an option, but not to take away from this transmission. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's been my review of this car. It's fantastic. It's out for sale. Hey, and it's not $1 million car. You know, Ferraris go for way more. So I think this car is a bargain for what you can get with it. So anyways, as always, take care, drive safe, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.